Mount Airy on a beautiful Wednesday.
Hey, Melissa's here. Checking in.
Now we have some town updates coming to Mount Airy. Lots of exciting guests. First off, we have a guest from Northeast Region Community Development Manager from the American Cancer Society, Victoria. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for joining us.
So much. I'm happy to be here.
So we understand you're going to update us on the American Cancer Society breast event this year. I understand it's going to be a little bit different than in years past. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this is actually the 10th anniversary of the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer of Central Maryland that has been happening in Mount Airy. So obviously it will be a little bit different, but we will be doing a virtual 5K weekend, October 17th and 18th. So there'll be different suggested walk routes so that you can do the walk kind of on your own or with your team or family. And then there'll be different challenges and activities online. But we're also going to be doing a drive-through celebration, which will be on October 18th at 10 a.m. at Pars Ridge Elementary School. So it's going to look a little different, but we will still have a survivor station for recognition for the survivors that come out. We'll have merchandise pre-order that can be picked up at the drive-through. We're going to have a car decorating contest, so do your best to make your car as pink as you can, and then there'll be a car photo booth at the end so that we can have people vote on which car they like the best.
So cool that you guys were able to pivot and adapt to the current situation. Obviously, most of the 5Ks and walks we've had in the community had to be canceled due to COVID. So it's great that you were able to find something else we could do to still support this great cause. Could you say again a little bit more about what's going on? You said it was 2 days, the 17th and the 18th, correct?
Yes, so virtually it will be the 17th and the 18th. So our Facebook page is Making Strides Against Breast Cancer of Central Maryland, and that's where we'll have different activities. We'll have a dance class and different performances, and then also some challenges going on throughout the weekend. We want people to share what they're doing at home on their own. But then on the 18th itself, the morning of when the walk would normally be, we'll be doing this drive-through celebration. So it will be 2 days, but the drive-through is on the 18th.
Okay, so on the 17th, is that going to be something like we're doing now, a virtual format, or do people upload a video?
Yeah, so it will be a little bit of both. We'll be doing, there will be some Zooms, there'll be some videos, some people will be going live from our Facebook page, but we'll also be encouraging people to share their pictures and to comment and be a part of what we're doing so that, we can engage with the people that normally are with us on the walk day.
Okay. You said there's a website as well as a Facebook page?
Yes, our website is www.makingstrideswalk.org/Central Maryland. And that's where you can find out, all of this information is up there, as well as some of the other stuff that we have going on, different fundraisers in the area. And that's also where you can sign up and start a team and fundraise if you're looking to do that as well.
Okay, and is there a cost to be a part of the car decorating contest?
No, we have no cost to be a part of it. We do encourage you to register in advance though, just so we have an idea of, who's going to be there and we can be prepared. But there is no cost to sign up. Obviously, we encourage fundraising if people are willing to, but there's no actual cost to register.
Great, that's awesome. And thanks again for joining us and for helping the American Cancer Society with the breast cancer walk alternative this year with the car decorating contest and the virtual activities you have going on. Ashley or Melissa, did you have any other questions for Victoria?
Victoria, how long have you been with the American Cancer Society?
So as a staff person, I've been here for about 2.5 years. So this is my 3rd year with the Making Strides Walk. But I was a volunteer for 4 years before that when I was in college. So I've been working with the American Cancer Society for a lot of years, even before I was officially a part of the staff.
That's amazing. That's dedication. I bet you love work every day.
I do. I really love what I do. And I love being able to work with some really great volunteers as well.
Well, thank you for all that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you, Victoria. I don't have any questions, but I'd love to thank you for your work because it's important. And we've been honored to have a walk in Mount Airy for years and years and years now. And to be able to still continue it in this way is just awesome.
Yeah, it's really great, and there's so many people in the Mount Airy community that come together every year for this walk, and there's so many people that have been with it for the last 10 years. You know, some of the volunteers that I work with on my committee have been with it since day one, and I know a lot of the participants have as well. So, you know, we really appreciate all the support that Mount Airy gives us every year.
Sure, of course.
That's awesome. So check out the website, participate on the 17th and 18th, send in your videos, look at all the activities on their website, and decorate your car for the 18th at Watkins Park, correct?
It's at Pars Ridge Elementary School, actually.
Okay.
Because the way the loop is going to work, it works out a little better than the park.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You guys too.
Next, joining us, we have Diane from Mount Airy Main Street Association. She is the promotions chair, as well as Erin Matthews, who is the restaurant and retail liaison. Thank you for joining us today.
Welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
We understand you have lots of activities planned for us for Halloween weekend. I know, again, this year is a little different than many years, so we really appreciate that you guys have found a way that kids and the community can celebrate Halloween, even though they need to follow the CDC guidelines with our social distancing, etc. So could you guys tell us what you guys have planned for us?
Sure. So the Mount Airy Main Street Association, we're really pleased to present Halloween Weekend on Main Street, which is a series of family-friendly, fun for all ages, and COVID-safe events running from Friday, October 30th through Sunday, November 1st. A quick rundown. So the Friday, it's an evening from about 8 to 9:30. We're still nailing down some of the details on a couple of these events, but Friday evening is the Park After Dark Fireside Spooky Story Time at the new Simpson Baker Bolus pop-up park behind the old bank on Main Street. Families can bring a blanket to claim their safely distanced spot and enjoy treats and hot cocoa as you listen to a dramatic telling of a classic Halloween tale by the glow of the park's fire pit. This will be a ticketed event, so you can stay tuned on our website and Facebook event page for information. Saturday is the much anticipated Candy Crawl. This event is live. Tickets are currently available. And this begins at 11 a.m. We're kicking it off at Watkins Park. So once you've reserved your ticket, you come on out Saturday. It's your ticketed time. Check in at our table to grab your crawl route map, and then you're off and you make your way through the spooky safari adventure on Rails to Trails, which Ashley will have more info about. And then you wind your way through Main Street to collect your treats. This is also a great opportunity to explore Main Street, and if you get a chance to stop in and visit the shops. And we also recommend that you maybe try to coordinate your crawl time with a great breakfast, lunch, or dinner to go from one of our many restaurants on Main Street.
Great idea.
Yeah, so it's a little something for everybody at any time. So when you do sign up, plan on at least an hour to complete the crawl. So we're really encouraging for the younger, littler legs, strollers or backpacks and wagons. And we're also partnering with Mount Airy Net as part of the ticket donation. We're hoping that participants will bring in a pantry item for the net. This is really, the end of October is really a great time to start collecting items that they desperately will need for their Thanksgiving boxes. So we'll post that information on the website and event as well. And just a quick, we are actually going to have crossing guards in place for the crawl. So we really are doing our best to make it safe for everything on every angle. So that's an exciting one, and that's going to run. The tickets run from 11 in the morning till 6 in the evening, so you can really kind of carve out the spot that you want for the day. And then finally on Sunday afternoon, we're going to bring our furry friends in on the fun, and we're hosting a Pets on Parade on Main. And you and your pet, both hopefully in costume, will begin at the Simpson Baker Bolus Pop-Up Park and parade along Main Street and back to the park, where you'll have an opportunity to perform a trick at the grandstand. And our highly regarded judges, Mayor Pat and First Dog Meatball, will be selecting the winning pet and their human for the positively best dress.
How does Meatball vote? How do you count her vote?
You know, we'll have to talk to Mayor Pat about that. That's a very, very good question.
Yeah.
But you can find all the information will be put on the website, which is mountairymainstreet.org, and Mount is spelled out, and go to the events tab to see the different events and the ticketing information. And you can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Mount Airy Main Street.
Well, that sounds like a great weekend. I know in addition to that, the town will be playing Halloween music the whole weekend from 11 to 7, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And also the Mountain Museum as well as the Caboose are open every Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 4. So hopefully they might even extend the hours. I haven't checked in with them. Have you, Diane, if they'll be open extended hours for Saturday?
I haven't, but that's a really great idea. So we'll have
Yeah,
to coordinate with them.
Yeah, if you haven't seen their latest display, it's a must-see. You should definitely take the time to go see it.
Hey, Diane, did you say that tickets were required for all of the events or just the Main Street Candy Crawl?
So tickets will be required for all the events in an effort to control the number of people that will be congregating in a space. So for the Candy Crawl, tickets they're $1 per participant, whether you are a trick-or-treater or a handler of a trick-or-treater. But the other, the other events will also be ticketed. The Friday night spooky story time will be ticketed, so we can cap the number of participants.
Okay.
And we don't have that pricing yet, whether or not it's going to be a free thing or an all-inclusive. We're kind of working out that detail. And then Sunday's Pet Parade will also be a ticketed event for participants. We will open it up for, obviously, wherever you are on Main Street, you can hopefully catch a glimpse of this delightful parade that will be going on up and down Main Street, and then socially distanced in the park to watch the little award ceremony. So the observation part of that will not be ticketed, but the participating humans and their pets will be a ticketed purchase.
Okay. You really can't beat $1 for the candy crawl. That's great. And a super safe way to get your trick-or-treating in this year.
Absolutely.
I know you had mentioned before how the candy distribution would happen. Could you share with us, with the viewers, how that will go?
Sure, absolutely. So we have Main Street businesses and other businesses from the Mount Airy community will be participating. It's a little bit like a trunk or treat situation. So as you crawl, you will be going to decorated tables along Main Street and outside of the businesses to get your pre-packaged treat. So it's contactless. We're doing everything we can to stay within the state and local regulations for COVID. And that's one way we're doing it. And then some of our other businesses that are service-based will be available at their table to just, if you want to talk to them about, you know, their business, and they'll have flyers for you. But the candy portion is as contactless as possible.
Awesome. And you said anybody who's interested can get their tickets at the MAMSA website at Mount Airy. What was it again?
Yeah, so the MAMSA website is mountairymainstreet.org, and Mount is spelled out. The event is also live on our Facebook page, which you can find us, Mount Airy Main Street. And the event will take you to the link for tickets. Hop on the website. Under the events tab, you will also find the link for the tickets for the candy crawl.
Great. And you're encouraging everybody to park at Watkins Park, is that right? To do the candy trail, at least on Saturday?
Absolutely, yeah. So since the candy crawl is really the biggest event and is running all day, our starting point is at Watkins Park. So it gives plenty of room to park, and you will check in at our table that will be set up near the entrance of Rails to Trails to get your map, and then we'll send you on your way through the spooky trail and over to Main Street.
Wait, that sounds like a really fun event, and I love your graphics too. Your Halloween weekend looks so cute. I think it's going to be a very popular event. Hopefully the weather will be great too.
Yeah, and the good point, I will point out that the candy crawl at least will be a rain or shine event.
Awesome.
So the spooky safari will also be rain or shine, because the animals like a little rain in their daily routine.
Clean them up after playing in the mud.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, Diane. Were there any other questions, Ashley or Melissa?
Is there an
No
age
question.
limit?
Oh, that's a good question.
No, no, there's no age limit. We are asking that crawlers who are 16 and under come with a handler that's over 18. But no, there's no limit. Dress yourself up and get out there.
So
That's
we don't
awesome.
even need handlers, Ashley. We can just come.
Yeah,
I'm feeling like a girls' night here. We need to make this happen.
totally.
Yeah.
We can stop in and get our drinks afterwards. Have one of
Totally.
Exactly. Do you know if any of the restaurants downtown will have specials that night?
So not, we're still working on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still working on those details. So hopefully we can pull something together. One way or another, they'll be involved. But yeah, it would be great if we could get some specials specific to the crawl. And I really love the idea of a great little girls outing and including that somewhere.
Yeah, nice little addition.
Yeah.
To a fun weekend.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us, and we'll be sure to check out your website and Facebook and follow for any updates, and we'll cross-post those to the town page as well so people can see as this develops more. It's only going to get better.
Thanks for having us. And I wanted to just quickly, is Aaron, I think Aaron, you're still on with us, right?
I'm here.
Do we have a minute to give a shout out to another upcoming event for the Commons?
Sure.
So the first 3 weekends in October, so the October 3rd, which is this coming Saturday, the 10th and the 17th, Mount Airy Commons will be hosting an outdoor marketplace in the pop-up park. We are featuring some of our vendors that are our small businesses in Mount Airy Commons, and we are inviting other vendors to join us. We do have, I think, 2 spaces left for this coming weekend, and we have some available spaces for future weekends as well. It'll be 12 to 4, weather permitting, on Saturday, again, the 3rd, 10th, and 17th. It's an outdoor marketplace. It's a chance to get a jump start on your holiday shopping in a safe, socially distanced manner. Masks are required. But it's really an opportunity to meet some of these smaller businesses and smaller crafters who haven't really had the opportunity this year to do their normal festival routine. And we just want to kind of get them out there and introduce them to you guys and make sure that they have a chance to show you their really awesome products.
What a great way to advertise them and still be safe. Thanks for arranging that.
That is great.
We're looking forward to it. I think it'll be really fun.
And you said that's this weekend, next weekend, and the following weekend on Saturday from 12
Correct.
to 4.
So 12 to 4, October 3rd, 10th, and 17th. And if anybody is listening who would like to participate, send us an email. Our email is commonsvendor@gmail.com.
Great.
And just so that you guys know, going back to the holiday weekend, we had a comment come in from Doris online, and she is asking if the VFW auxiliary could sell apple dumplings. So it looks like someone else is interested in something sweet too.
Ooh,
Yes. I'm going to
yes.
say yes for them.
Doris, email me, girl. Can you please, yes, please reach out. That would be awesome, because anything we can do for Main Street to participate in it would be great. So if you could email info@mountairymainstreet.org, we'd love to touch base with you about that. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us. You have a wonderful day. It's beautiful out there. And I'll probably see you Saturday for the market. That sounds too much fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, ladies.
We did have scheduled to join us today, CJ Hansen from the Mount Airy Fire Department, but unfortunately he was not able to make it. So we will get an update. Is he here?
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I didn't see you. Sorry. Hey, CJ. CJ Hamilton is a Mount Airy local that has lived here his whole life. And I can tell you from the few conversations I've had with him, he knows everything about the town. It's amazing. So thank you, sir, for joining us. And can you tell us a little bit about what the fire department's doing to fundraise in these hard times?
Well, the biggest fundraiser so far has just been the duck race, the famous duck race we had. We had a fantastic turnout. Everybody was great. They followed the CDC compliance of wearing masks and all. And the other big fundraiser that's going on is my barbecue chicken dinner drive-through at the fire company in the parking lot at 702 North Main Street. And it's really easy. All you got to do is, it's going to be this Sunday from 12 o'clock until 5 p.m. are sold out first. It's generally sold out. People love that stuff. And what you get is a half of barbecue chicken with your choice of 2 sides. And the sides consist of macaroni salad, coleslaw, string beans, and applesauce, plus a butter and roll. And we follow all CDC compliance there. And the town has been fantastic helping out the town people.
Awesome.
That's good to hear.
They've been really popular and, like you said, have sold out every time. What's the best way to make sure that they get their dinner?
Well, we try to, people start lining up at 11 o'clock, and we try to start at 11:30, and we just try to tell people around 12, 1 o'clock the latest get there. All my stuff I do on the barbecue chicken, I learned from the Amish people in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and using what they tell me to rub, and as far as the barbecue sauce and everything else. And it's the only thing that's around this area, and everybody loves it.
Tell them about the grill you got. When you told me about that, I wanted to play with it.
What it is a 3-pit grill that Meadow Creek Grill is built by Amish people up there in New Holland, Pennsylvania. And it's so, I'm telling you, it's so easy to use. Each grill has a handle. It's got designed for chicken, where you can put your chicken all on there, and then you put your rub on there and spray it down and everything. And every 10 minutes, you just raise the hood up in one hand. You can flip the chicken from back to forth every 10 minutes. And within an hour, 10 minutes, the meat reaches 185 degrees, ready to serve.
And I know you're a stickler on that temp.
I love it.
Well, if you haven't eaten lunch, everybody, you're hungry now. Or, you know, if you're not eating, you're really hungry now.
That's amazing that you guys have to flip that every 10 minutes. That's dedication to dinner for Mount Airy.
Well, I start at 5 o'clock at Sunday morning.
Wow. And how many dinners did you say you do?
I start the grills up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I generally do something like 10 cases of chicken, which is around 320 chickens that I cook on the grill with the charcoal and stuff. And I use Big Chef 2 charcoal for that. It's the only kind of charcoal I use, and it does a remarkable job. And like I said, everybody loves it, and it's been growing more and more. I just started with it last year, and I'm just surprised how much it's grown. This barbecue chicken will be the last one for this year, for this Sunday. And I'm increasing it to 11 cases, 352 dinners.
Oh, so there's no pre-ordering or anything. They just show up starting at 11.
What I say, if you want to pre-order, you can call the firehouse up there, and they can take the order and about what time you're going to be there, and that way we can have it back for you. That way you can make sure you get it.
Yeah, especially when this is the last opportunity before the weather gets too cold.
Yeah, and the other thing I got coming up in the future is November 3rd. I'm going to do the fried chicken curbside service.
Ooh.
And it's going to be fried chicken, where you get 4 pieces of chicken, which is 1 leg, 1 thigh, 1 wing, and whatever. And your sides will be smashed potatoes, string beans, baked apples, and a butter and roll. And that will be $15. And that there will be a drive-through at the carnival grounds at our reception hall, where all you got to do is just drive up, tell them how many dinners you want. We'll bring it right out to you. Just take your money and you drive right on out.
CJ, is that a special election day event?
You got it. I figure, everybody be busy voting on whichever. And instead of going home and, you're getting off from work, you did your election, voting and all, and you don't feel like cooking, so slide by there and get your food, take it home, and you can sit down as a family and enjoy.
Hey, you got my vote, CJ.
So, is there a preferred payment method? Do you prefer cash or check, or do you take
Either one, either cash or check, and that fried chicken will start at.
CJ, you muted yourself. Let's see. There you go. Can you hear?
Sorry about that. My phone rang. So hopefully, I'm thanking the whole town of Mount Airy, all the residents and everything else, as well as all the support and help I've gotten with the fire company and all, to make this, even though it was a difficult year, a fantastic help from everybody on this barbecue chicken. And my projection is to start it April next year.
Okay, we do
That's
have a great
exciting.
community, including our fire department.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It helps us out tremendously, because things it's been really hard and all. I know that's for everybody, but everybody's pitched in, and it's really surprised me. It shows that everybody will join together as one team, the town, the people, the members, everybody.
It takes a community.
Yep, it takes a community to keep the community going.
Sure does.
And a chicken for every dinner.
Yep, that's it. So if you're all hungry, just make sure you stop by this Sunday and get your barbecue chicken dinner. I'm telling you, it's going to shock you, because it really shocked me. It took me almost 3 years of learning from Amish people how to do it correctly, and did their secret formula and all. And I even make a little help. For your health. So I've been trying my best to make everybody happy on this.
That's great. We can all benefit from your experience.
Yeah, that's what you get getting me an old man.
Now, say if someone has like a wedding or something, or an event that is COVID safe and they don't want to cook, would you make the chicken for a large order?
As of right now, no, because I always start like 3 weeks in advance on figuring what I'm going to need, call the places where I order the food and everything else. Then I got to go pick the stuff up. Then I got to get the stuff out and ready and all. So for one day event, it takes me about a week and a half.
Wow. Well, thank you for your service. That's a lot.
Next thing you need to do for a fundraiser is teach people how to cook the chicken.
Ooh.
Oh, anytime you want to learn, come on up. I've got a bib I can put right on you, and I can show you.
Wow, cool.
And it'll surprise you, because I just had one of the ladies' members this last time. She came up and she wanted to learn how to do it. After I showed her how to do it, she said, "That's all there is to it."
Huh. I guess sometimes the simple things are the best things.
Yeah. So this was my idea 2 years ago, to introduce this to the town of Mount Airy. And ever since I've started, like I said, I'm just so amazed how much that it has grown.
Well,
I'm
I
really
can't
looking
wait to
forward-
try it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I'll be over in the grill, or in the corner, upper corner up there, with all the eating smoke and everything, with my mask and gloves on, so you can't miss me.
All right.
Well,
Be sure
thank
to
you,
say
CJ.
Thank you for letting me join you.
We'll see
Have
you
a
on
great-
Sunday.
Yep. Have a great day.
You too. Take care now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gina, do you want to talk about the national anthem? I know this has been something really popular on Main Street on Fridays.
It has. We have been having our national anthem played on Main Street every Friday at noon, and probably at least 15 minutes before we start having a crowd gather on Main Street. They spread out, so it's socially distanced and safe. And we've been having just a traditional recording of the national anthem, but Carly Hubble reached out and said she has some experience. She was actually invited to sing with the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. And we have saved her recording on our computers, so it'll be broadcasted on our Main Street speakers this Friday. She will actually also be here and will kind of kick off the event with a few words about her and how she got started singing. She's actually a South Carroll graduate, so she was very much involved with the Stage Lighters group there, and she continued that education at college, and I can't remember currently what college that was, but we'll have more on Friday, so make sure you tune in on Friday at noon. Actually, a few minutes before that, so we'll interview her a few minutes before noon to talk about herself, and then we'll go ahead and play the anthem at noon.
Great. We're excited.
Yeah, I came in last week for it, and it was so moving to see everyone just stop. In fact, I pulled into town right as people gathered, so I parked and jumped out of the car and was right on Main Street for it. And I'm so glad that I took the time to go down there for it. So if you're in town, I tell you, it's moving. It's nice to connect with your neighbors and your community and just pause for a moment together.
Yeah, especially when it's really difficult right now. People are still, not coming out to events like this. But like I said, it is, we have plenty of room on Main Street, so you can feel safe with your mask and, stay 6 feet away from each other. Just, honor the flag.
Yep. Awesome. Next, we have an update, and this is so exciting, and this quilt is absolutely gorgeous. I just love it. I'm not even a big quilt person personally. Like, I have a couple that my grandmother made, but I love this quilt. So the Historical Society of Mount Airy is doing a quilt raffle, and their tickets are available online or at Basket and Blossom Boutique or at the Historical Society, and they can be purchased through November 20th. You can buy those online using PayPal, or you can pick up in person. And I believe this quilt was made by Doc O'Brien's wife, Nancy O'Brien, who I consider her a master quilter. Her quilts are just outstanding. I don't know if anyone's seen this in person yet, but I'm sure it's even better in person.
I have. I got to see it in person, and it's actually on display at the museum. So you can see that every weekend from 12 to 4 at the Rail Yard Historical Museum. And your tickets there, like Ashley said, it'll be a wonderful Christmas gift. This is also a Facebook event on the town's page. So you can actually click on the event and find the link to purchase those tickets.
Awesome. That's so special.
How big was it, Gina, when you saw it? Was it like a queen size? I couldn't tell from the photo.
The dimensions are listed on the Facebook event, but no, it's not it's a smaller quilt. It's more
Okay.
display.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Mary held it up and it was taller than she was.
Okay. So maybe like a twin bed size almost.
Yeah, but it's more square. So, like I said, the dimensions are on our Facebook page. So.
I guess it's so pretty. You should really just trap frame it. It's a piece of art. It reminds me of the quilt that we have in Town Hall.
Yes. Yeah. It's beautiful.
And we just had Restaurant Week. I hope everyone out there joined us and checked out one of your local favorites. We had a lot of people that sent in entries for the Dine to Win contest. And Gina, do you want to let them know who the winner is?
Yeah, Susan Tudor, she found out that she was the winner. She was very thankful. She gets $500 in cash. That was also sponsored by not only us at the town of Mount Airy, but also MAMSA and the Chamber of Commerce. So there will be a check presentation immediately following the national anthem this Friday. And in addition to that, we're going to be announcing the Mount Airy Eats contest winners. That's anybody who submitted a picture of either their food or themselves eating the food during Restaurant Week at one of our participating Mount Airy restaurants. And we really want to thank everybody for participating and supporting our businesses here in Mount Airy, especially now when they're struggling with all the additional restrictions that we have for keeping safe with COVID. So thank you for making it a successful. We did have lots of entries for both contests. And the winner, like I said, for the Dine to Win, won $500, Susan Tudor. And the winners on Friday that we'll be announcing for the Mount Airy Eats contest each get a $50 gift card to one of those restaurants. So that's super exciting. And, we love our community and thank you for your support.
Thanks, everyone, and congrats again, Susan.
Can't wait for next year.
Ooh, I like the sparkly on that banner.
We're getting fancy.
This is a new event. Daniel Faba is a sign language teacher who has offered to do a free workshop at our new pop-up park, the Simpson Baker Bowles pop-up park. We've created these flyers as well as a Facebook event. So it's going to be Thursday, starting October 8th through the 29th from 5:30 to 6:30. So feel free if you are either a newbie or somebody who's experienced in American Sign Language and you'd like to share your knowledge with the community. So this is something I've always wanted to do. I know I learned in elementary school or middle school the alphabet, and that's about as far as I know. So it should be a great event, and really thankful that we have people like Daniel step up to volunteer for something like this.
Yeah, that's great. And we get to use the new Simpson Baker Bolus Park, which is such a great venue, and it'll allow people with the stage to really see whoever's teaching. So that's great.
Yep.
And I think, isn't Mayor Pat, he knows ASL because I've seen him
Yes.
use that at different events. So it's great that Mayor Pat has been a champion of this as well.
Yes, he said he'll be at every event on Thursdays at the pop-up park. He has a brother that's deaf, so he does.
That's right.
So you can watch him do his sign language.
Great. I wonder if Meatball's going to learn. Maybe that's how they'll be doing the judging for the pet costume.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Speaking of Mayor Pat,
There he is.
We have a very active mayor that we're so thankful to have, be involved and love the community, and it shows. So he took it upon himself to get this project going, especially after we have the reflection you can see in that middle picture on the Simpson Baker Pop-Up Park, the old F&M building. The Mount Airy Arts Alliance added this art to the windows, and I think that inspired Mayor Pat to replace the old ESSO sign that had been taken down for years. I don't know, Melissa, if you know exactly when it came down. I know it was here in the 70s. I'm pretty sure it was 70s. I'm not sure.
I don't have, I've been here since the 90s, and it definitely was gone at that point.
okay. I wish CJ was still on the call. He probably could have told us the exact year.
Really?
So I have to ask, the artwork on the old F&M building, the bank building, is that like a paint medium, or is it like a cling that was made?
I think it's a cling.
Yeah, it was, some type of sticker that was made, because it went on really quickly.
Okay, because it is so crisp, I was wondering. But of course, it's a high up, so it's hard to tell. So, and of course the car and the dog is very, very cool. And I see a little jack-o'-lantern in there, pumpkin.
There will be some spooky things coming to that when the safari hits, so cool. I'm not going to say anything else but a teaser. You might want to look in the windows.
So we do want to thank the Plumbery for allowing us to install that there and replace part of our history.
That's
Thanks,
great.
Plumbery. Yeah.
They're
Who
good
knew?
local.
I didn't know there was a really cool, sign there.
Well, that's
before, so.
actually Chris or CJ was telling me in the pre-interview, because he knows a lot of history about the town, that he remembers this gas station, and it was above ground tanks right on Main Street. So you could pull right up and get your gas. And apparently they had oil too that you would put in a mason jar. And he said he used to get gas down there.
But yeah, there's a lot of history in that building. It used to be a bowling alley as well.
Yeah, he was talking about that. He played there. He said they had 2 pool tables too.
Speaking of, I actually was working through the Hometown Heroes banner program, met someone whose father owned and operated the bowling alley. So I asked him if he could look for some pictures and if I could talk to him about that sometime. So yeah, anybody, whoever wants to talk to us about history of the town, we're always open ears.
Yeah, we'd love to get those
more.
interviews too. I know you did the CMC series. I think that was last year, just archiving those stories for the town. I love those.
Yeah, when we posted this on Facebook, we did have somebody comment. I believe the last name was Grimes, who owned that building, I guess, during this time period. So yeah, maybe we should reach out to him, have him on our next show.
Yeah,
I think
good
that's
idea.
a great idea.
Yeah. want to keep our history alive because it always repeats itself and we're always forgetting.
Next, we have coming up Bank Brews from this last weekend. Here's a little preview video if you weren't able to make it out. This is just a teaser on what happened. There will be another one. The last Sunday of October will be the last one for the year. So please mark your calendars, save the date, come out and join us, and hopefully we'll have weather like today.
I
love this new part.
It's common, it's something that nobody knows, that a beauty will follow wherever she goes.
Yeah, it's just amazing. You know, how many years did this just sit with nothing, and now it's just come alive in this last
Here we have
month.
our tireless volunteers here to serve you today. It's a great cause with some great brews.
Come on out! Wouldn't give me none. All I wanted was
And the musician that they've had has been really good. This is him singing.
She's got a whole lot of reasons. She can't think of a single
Jack
one.
Johnson.
I know. I love Jack Johnson. We also had our chili cook-off winners.
This is March special. We know what you've done. We love that you're here today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting Mount Airy Playground. We are going to hear the results from the chili cook-off today. As you know, due to the coronavirus, that we were not allowed to have our chili cook-off. But we did have one. We had some private judging. I'm going to give a huge thank you to Councilwoman Pamela Reed and Ray Miller with REMAX. Thank you very much. Thank you. You want that Stanley Cup? That is a real Stanley Cup. All right, Ashley, where you at? Thank you for filming. And with that, we'd love to hear the results of the chili cook-off. This time, I'm going to turn it over to Councilwoman Pam Reed and Ray Miller.
All right, so thank you. We had to get a little bit creative this year because of COVID, and we wanted to host the restaurant competition. So basically, we had to do private judging where the restaurants would their chili to a private location with judges that were in the dark and had no idea what the chili, where it came from. It's important for the restaurants, and it's a huge honor to wear the hat of Best Chili in Mount Airy. But we didn't want to collect plate from the trophy. So with that, I will announce the winners. Third place was Boulder, which is located off of Route 144. Lorienzo's, which is another Main Street restaurant, was second place. And first place, which I'm super excited to announce because this couple works incredibly hard to market the business through difficult times. They produce amazing food, amazing service, and great atmosphere. So it is my pleasure to introduce Brian Johnny's as 2020 Best Chili in Baltimore.
I think there's a delay on my video. Go, Brian Johnny.
She was so cute when she accepted it. She just kissed it.
Oh, yeah.
About our new restaurant in Mount Airy. We had the grand opening a week or two ago.
It looks like it's amazing. Every time I looked at this clip, I got hungry. I see Gina. Gina, did they have vegetarian or vegan options too?
Did. They treated us really well. They had, as you can see, the food they prepared for us. We said we had a few of us that were vegan and vegetarian, and they made a special plate for us. But they had lots of vegetables and noodles and rice, so it's pretty easy if you're a vegetarian or vegan to dine out at any type of Asian restaurant, including Hurrah, which means everything goes well. So that I thought that was really cute, the name.
Ah, I like that. And that's Japanese?
Yes. And I know a lot of talk has been going about social media about the spelling of Japanese steakhouse without the A. And I understand that in Japan, they do spell it that way often. I was trying to find the actual, because when I Googled it earlier, I found that it meant something else, like a particular type of meal, but I didn't see that. So I'm not sure if it's just a general kind of shortened way of spelling Japanese, but it is spelled that way in Japan.
That's good to know, because I know I had somebody tell me that they misspelled it, and I'm such a bad speller. I'm like, I don't see the problem.
That's funny. It just goes to show we all have to be a little more graceful with each other, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're always jumping to conclusions.
Right. Everybody has their own way of doing things, right?
For sure. That's right.
They look like they have a super friendly staff. I can't wait to try them out.
They do, and I'm not sure if they still have it, but they were having a 10% off with their grand opening special. So definitely want to check it out. You know, it's so nice to have another restaurant come into Mount Airy, and especially in this space that had been vacant for a while. It is beautiful inside. They have a full bar, and on the right-hand side, they were still trying to get all those hibachi tables in. So they're the kind that, you know, they cook at the table for you. So, they had a couple set up, but it wasn't, of course, with COVID, it might be a while because you can't actually sit the way you used to sit. So you do have to be spaced out more. So that might have been intentional, but definitely something to see in the future too.
Well, they can still throw shrimp at you. That's COVID compliant.
That's true.
From across the room.
Open up.
Yeah. And this is back in the building by Mama Angela's and Joe's Hop Keto behind the McDonald's, right?
Yep. And the 7-Eleven. Yep.
Okay. Great. Yay. Welcome,
They
Sarah.
have outdoor seating too. Right along with Mama Angela's.
Next, we have the Mount Airy Duck Rave.
All right, folks, it looks like we're getting ready for heat number one. Again, the favorites in this race are Daisy May, Farm Truck, Michelin Man, Tonka Truck, and Flying Squirrel. We'll see how they do coming down the
This
track.
was such a great event. If you didn't get to join us, please mark your calendars for next year's event. The kids loved it. The adults loved it. It was just so much fun. It made me feel like a child again.
That's sweet.
So they had, oh, go ahead.
I know those yard dubs were a huge hit and a great out-of-the-box thinking to do as a fundraiser during these times where we can't be with each other. A real duck.
All right, so here we are at the Rotary table after the
Larry
duck
Shower.
race. And a wonderful day, beautiful weather, perfect course conditions.
Oh, I didn't recognize her with her mask
We're at the Rotary
on.
table. We also have the Mount Airy Volunteer Fire
He's so
Company
sweet.
Auxiliary here as well. So we do all kinds of fun things in town in the Rotary Club. It's been great partnering with the Auxiliary as well. So next year this event's going to be even bigger, and we hope that all the masks are gone and the social distancing is gone, and we have food vendors and we fill up the entire carnival grounds. It's been a great day, great partnership, a lot of money made for good cause.
So they raised $45,000 on that event, and they're
Oh my
splitting it
gosh.
50-50 with the fire department. And I'm pretty
awesome.
sure that's after the
amazing.
expense of the event. So the community really came together for this one. And they had great sponsors. You can check out our event page. It's over, but you can still go back and look if you want to see who the sponsors were. The town was a partner in this as well, and I hope we are a partner again next year for it. And yes, they did have live ducks. I heard you say that, Gina. They were so cute. They were walking around. Someone brought their ducks to the duck race.
Yeah, make sure you support those sponsors too.
Exactly. It's amazing how many businesses were able to step up and sponsor even in these hard times. And it just really speaks to the community that we have and how they really pull together. So thank you to the Rotary, to the fire department, and to the town staff that helped with this. It took a lot of planning, but it was a lot of fun. So here's to next year.
That's great.
Great job, Rotary. Great job, Mount Airy Fire Company. Wow. And Ashley, you had a big help in that.
Yeah, it was fun. So next we have Melissa. Do you want to tell everyone about the Town of Mount Airy Open Micro Grant Program?
Sure. Right now, if you visit the Town of Mount Airy webpage, you can see on the screen there, mountairymd.gov/microgrant. There is a historic district microgrant program that is open now through October the 8th. And it is only for businesses that are located in our downtown. And there's a total of $50,000 available for the program. We were very fortunate to receive $25,000 from the Department of Housing and Community Development.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, and
Thanks to
So
Melissa.
Melissa,
thanks,
Yeah, for
gals.
time.
Sure. We are, since we're part of the Main Street Maryland community, we get on, well, when COVID started, we were on weekly calls with all of the Main Street communities, and kind of we're brainstorming ideas and talking about what applications we could put in there. And this came up and I jumped on it because why wouldn't you, especially in April when everything was shut down. So now that, you know how government can work a little slow. So we're just finally getting that program going, but we're excited that it's finally here. So questions can be directed to me. And I'm strongly encouraging anybody who's eligible to, or thinks that they're eligible to apply, and reach out to me if there are any questions. I've heard there's a little hesitancy because of the information we're requesting or confusion. So I just want to cut through any confusion. I'm totally available to be, for help. So I won't go into all the crazy details. You can see them on there, but you can call me 301-829-1424. And my email, mthorn@mount.airymd.gov. So
I apologize, Melissa. As I'm looking at the text, I think I pulled the wrong document over, so I apologize.
Oh my gosh. Funny. Let me see. Oh my gosh, funny. Well, that's good history.
Yeah.
We did have a, and you know what? I guess the URL that I shared would be wrong too. So either way, you could just search for Historic District Microgrant Program. Reach out to me and we'll make sure everything you can fill it out is. That's all happened in June.
I'm sorry.
We awarded $19,000. That was a great program. One we should talk about for many years to come. So no apologies.
That's exciting.
We're doing the show every the last Wednesday of every month, and following our show, Thursday morning, tomorrow morning, you'll get a newsletter in your inbox if you have signed up for our newsletter notifications, and that will have everything that we talked about today, including the microgrant program with the correct link and how to sign up for it. So no worries.
So if you're in one of your favorite shops downtown or restaurants, just ask them if they had applied and tell them that you really care for them, because they're so busy. And everybody has, I've reached out once, but they're so busy. So it's, it's a community effort.
Melissa, can you post the website in your email in the comments on iHeart? So if anyone's listening and they want to share that, they can just pull it directly from this page.
That's a great idea. I'd be happy to.
That's a great idea.
Since I messed up the
It's
visual.
full of them. Great, thank you. That's my update. $50,000.
Next, we have the census. I hope everyone out there has already received it in the mail and did it the first time. If you did not do that, they are going out and I think doing census in person. But there's multiple ways that you can fill that out. And I think, Gina, didn't you say that it's been extended?
I understand it. Today was supposed to be the deadline, but I think it's, I just heard yesterday that it's been extended through October.
Okay.
You can do that online or complete the form that was mailed to your house. It's important to make sure that the town where you live gets the appropriate government funding.
It really does matter. So make sure you're counted so that way we can provide more things through the town. Now we have some business spotlights. This is the mini car show from the duck race this weekend.
Hi everyone. Joining us today for I Heart Mount Airy September edition, we have Ted York of Mount Airy Motors. He's going to give us some tips on things that we should be thinking about as we go into our cold weather season. Ted, what's some things we should be looking out for?
Today, going into the cold weather, we really want to stress the importance of checking your tire pressures, maintaining a safe tire pressure of 30 plus PSI. During the cold days, the tire pressure has a tendency to drop, causing a low tire pressure. If you don't have tire monitor systems, you won't know if the tire pressures are low. It's also important to check the protection level of your antifreeze. When we get into the freezing temperatures, if the antifreeze is not fresh and clean, it will lose its protection, causing the antifreeze to freeze and possibly cause major damage in your engine. It's important to also check your wiper blades, make sure they're not torn, and be able to clear the inclement weather.
That's awesome. It's good to know. Check your tires, check your pressure, check your fluids. Now, Mount Airy Motors, how long have you guys been in town?
We've been in town for 43 years. We're the oldest standing shop in the area. We've been serving it under the same name, same family business for the entire time.
So do you service all types of vehicles?
All makes, all models, diesel, gas, electric, big trucks, small cars. We do oil changes to engines, whatever you need, we'd be happy to assist you with.
That's awesome. I Heart Mount Airy fans. I am here today with Sun Win and Posh Nails.
Thank you for the opportunity for selecting our personal store for this interview.
Of course, it's a pleasure being here. Sadly, I've never stepped foot in this salon yet. But lucky for me, I get to learn all about it today. How did Posh Nails open its door?
The store is co-owner by Kim, which is my wife, and Terry, which is our friends. Okay. They both joint venture, and the store was opened this January 1st of this year under our wonderful landlord, the Roman Properties, Nick Pydron.
Great. What brought you to this location?
Actually, my wife, Kim, and Terry's, they've been and provide the service at the salon now for the past 15 years. So finally, they decided to, partnership and go out on their own and take the risk.
They took that big leap.
Yes.
Can you tell me what services are available at this salon?
Oh, we have a wonderful full services for our customer, for ladies and especially gentlemen too. Okay. And for teenagers and their kids. All the services are manicure and pedicure, gel nails, powder dip, acrylic nails and waxing.
Okay, acrylics?
Acrylic. Besides, we also offer gift certificates. That's a wonderful gift for the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And service packages like prom parties for high school, graduation party for high school, bachelor party, and bridal showers. So those are the special services we have here at Posh.
Wonderful. So, and how are you all keeping customers safe during our global pandemic? What kind of techniques are you all using?
We have followed our Maryland Governor Larry Hogan's and Frederick County guidelines, and also the CDC guidelines. We operate at 50% of capacity. We stay 6 feet apart, and we have deep cleanings our store once a week.
Oh, good.
And beside that, we also sanitize pedicure chairs and nail station after each service. Our technicians required to wear face masks throughout the rest of the services hours, and they're required to wash their hands before and after services.
Good.
Yes. Have sanitizer at nail station, at the hand wash station, at the dry pedicure, at the receptionist desk, in the washroom too, in the washroom, and at the wash hand station as well, and also at this.
I'm going to pan out and share a little bit of this. Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Basically, this is the furniture cleaner, and this is the sanitizer. And we only take appointments, unfortunately. And we strictly follow the guidelines.
Good.
When our customer comes, we must take their temperatures.
Okay.
And we kindly ask them to wash their hands before and after services. And again, it's not only for our customer, but it's for our technician as well.
Sure.
Mount Airy is the small, wonderful town. They're very nice and kindly peoples. The peoples who cares for each other and for their communities. And we ourselves, we do care for our customers. We will try our best to keep our customers safe during while having services at Posh Nails during this pandemic. And we are proud to provide the best services for the people here and for the towns.
Now that I've seen the video.
It's such a clean facility. You're gonna love it.
It is. It's really beautiful. New. I think they opened during the pandemic, so it's spacious. So there's plenty of room for social distancing. They do. You're required to wear a mask. They're required to wear a mask. So I felt comfortable going there even during the pandemic.
Oh, that's great. And his smile was great. Even though he's wearing a mask, I could see how warm his smile was.
Yes, Son was so nice.
And if you have trouble with ingrown toenails like I do, ask for Terry.
Okay. Next, we have our community spotlight, which we were really lucky to, or not lucky, we were acknowledged for our awesomeness as a town by the Baltimore Fishbowl. Gina, and share that. I know you have a little bit more information than I have here.
Yes. Can you see my screen?
No, I'm still seeing the Fishbowl.
Oh, okay.
I think you have to take host.
Now can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, let's try this. You hear it? Oops, sorry, it hasn't talked yet.
Nope. Now it disappeared again.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are here on the. You can't hear it?
I can hear it, but I can't see it. I think there's a lag. All right, go ahead and hit
Another
play.
show with Karen and David Nicken, who blessed us with a glorious article on Fishbowl. I believe that's what it's called, Fishbowl, about Mount Airy and their day trip out here. Some of the sites they've seen, the businesses they saw, and we invited them on the show so they could talk a little bit more about them and how they get started with Fishbowl. So, David and Karen, David, maybe we'll go to you first. How did you get started with Fishbowl? Can you tell?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Gina and Melissa, thanks for having us here. It's a great opportunity to talk about our visit there. So the full name is Baltimore Fishbowl. So if you go to baltimorefishbowl.com, you will find us. And we are both longtime journalists and writers. I worked for years in journalism and with the Baltimore Sun for more than 15 years as a writer, editor, mainly on the hard news side, politics and hard news. Karen is a book author, editor, freelance writer. We've got other day jobs, but Baltimore Fishbowl has been around for about 10 or 11 years, and we have been involved in it for a little over a year now. We kind of bought into it, and we're adding features and writing more and helping guide the editorial side of it. And it's been a really fun venture, and it's a good read. It gets 100,000 readers, unique readers, which is a pretty big number.
Yeah, wow.
Did you say it was just an online platform, David? Okay.
Yeah, that is, so I come from the print world previously, being in the Baltimore Sun, and that is what is now legacy media, printed publications. Fishbowl is online only, yes. So
online. So does it also translate to the social media channels? Does Baltimore Fishbowl have Twitter and Facebook and all that too?
It absolutely does. Every article, everything written gets tweeted out, gets put on Facebook, gets shared on multiple platforms, and in fact, that's where a lot of readers and viewers come from is through social media. So the footprint's pretty big.
Okay, great. And article, then 9.5 hours, is that that you do, is it called 9.5 hours? Okay.
It is. Karen, you wanna?
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time thinking about, what to write about and what people are interested in. And, as the COVID restrictions were starting to ease a little, people, our friends, and we wanted to do day trips, didn't necessarily want to get on an airplane or travel very far, but also didn't want to be home all the time. So we thought, we wanted to have a fun feature that would highlight some of our local communities and just show fun things to do that people, maybe they already knew about it, but would sort of say like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, and be reminded that there's so much fun right here in Maryland.
Uh-huh. So the whole column that was born out of COVID?
It was.
Yeah. I will say we talked about it prior, and we like to feature, nothing is new in writing or journalism or novels or films. You gotta get other ideas. The New York Times does a feature called 36 Hours, which I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it'll say 36 hours in, pick a city, Savannah, 36 hours in New Orleans, 36 hours in Phoenix, and they'll highlight, a cool hotel to stay in, a couple places to get breakfast or lunch, things to do. And, you don't need to, as Karen said, get on a plane to have that experience. You can spend less than 36 hours and immerse yourself in a community. So we kind of thought what would be a good amount of time to spend, and also what would maybe be a little bit of a grabby headline, and that's where 9.5 hours came from.
That's where the half came from, right? To
That's where the half, yeah.
So do you both live in Baltimore then?
We actually live in Columbia.
Okay. Oh.
So how did you learn about Mount Airy, and how did you plan your itinerary?
Yeah. So, well, I'll answer the first part. I mean, we've lived in Maryland for over 20 years, so of course we know about Mount Airy. And we love it. But I'll let David talk a little about how we plan the curriculum, because that sort of fell to him.
Yeah, so we put together a list of you start a feature and you brainstorm and put together a list of 10, 12, 15 places we were going to visit and use for this feature. And I will say, for anybody who's watching this, Mount Airy was always pretty much near the top of the list. It's a place that is a great place to spend a day, full day or more if you wanted to. When we think about 9.5 hours or spending a day, Karen and I are both pretty active and fit. We like to run, we like to ride bikes, we like to walk, we like to explore, and there's no way for us. We like to paddleboard and kayak, and we didn't find the big lake in Mount Airy. Maybe
I know that should be in our next master plan.
we must have missed it while we were there, but so one of the ways we plan our itinerary is we like to start around an activity to do, people like to travel and sit in restaurants and eat, and you could do that, and you could consume 3,000 calories. but I and we are much more of the mindset of saying let's start with an activity. So we knew heading in, and we even explored ahead of time. All right, what's going to be a good activity to do on Mount Airy? How are you going to spend an hour, 2 hours, burning some calories, seeing the sights? And it's obviously a great bike riding location. The roads are beautiful. The hills are challenging. So we wanted to make sure we recommended an activity to do right away. We were hoping, so we got down to the depot and the bike, the bike shop that's right there. We were hoping we'd see some rentals outside that would even attract more people maybe, but they do not rent. You could get your flat repaired. You could buy your helmet or gloves if you wanted to at the cycling shop, but you can't rent there. But I will say, because we sort of wanted to know where to go and what to do, that's how we discovered the rail trail, which is fantastic. And I don't know that we would have sort of found that really on looking on a website or looking at Yelp recommendations, but when you explore a town, that in particular is a little hidden treasure right there. And I was thrilled to see that there are plans. It takes time and money, right, to go from whatever the length is now, relatively short, right, a half mile or into maybe 3 or 4 miles at some point, which would be a tremendous asset. So that's a long-winded answer, long way of saying we started with our activity. That's going to be the foundation of this, and then we know that we have meals built in, cup of coffee built in, a happy hour built in. So, the actual key to our vision for 9.5 hours was always also sort of like the architecture and what to see. And that's, in my view, that's where Mount Airy also really delivered. What struck me, and Karen can comment on this even more, is the great job that the historical folks have done in cataloging the uses of every building and making them very visible. I don't think Karen and I have traveled a fair amount, throughout the country, in other countries, and to that concept of looking at a building downtown. You're like, oh, look at what an interesting building, and you say like, hey, well, this was a bank, and then a schoolhouse, and then it was the store. I mean, that connects you to a place, and is just an absolutely wonderful feature. As a visitor, I found that fascinating, and whoever conceived of that and executed it did a fantastic job.
Wow, thank you so much. We had quite a large committee actually of people, volunteers, who got together. Mayor Rockenberg was one of them, and and a lot of coordination with something like that, but it was well worth it. It's so wonderful to hear. And that was actually, I want to say 6 years ago that started. So still, an important part of a project that was well received. So.
We're very blessed to have a very active community, particularly the Historic Society. So they man the Historical Society Museum, which is housed in the train station, which you mentioned in the article was currently closed, but it actually is now open again. So if you want to come back and visit.
That's great.
They have some wonderful displays and some new ones too. They spend a lot of time and effort into it, and we're very proud of it. And the caboose too is open now too. It was closed.
I guess we got there too early, right?
Yeah. Well, COVID got us all down, but we're back. We're starting to get back up on our feet.
Fantastic.
Took a while. But I also wanted to thank you for pointing out the Carroll County Tourism bike routes had, and particularly one for Mount Airy. I actually was not aware that was available on the website. I had seen some plans in books, but I didn't know it was available on the website. So I assume that's how you got started when you mentioned that your day was planned around an activity. So it was planned around doing that 11-mile bike trail?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so it actually, online, it takes a little while to find sort of what roads to do and where to do it. And so that was the route that we saw and we selected. I'll be honest, we did not do the whole route, but we okay. Full participants in that 100%, but we did want to recommend the route because we did see and it was beautiful. We had a little fun with like you're never sure exactly what county you're in, right? When you're in Mount Airy. Right. Where the four counties come together, and so I know we were probably in at least 3 of them, maybe all 4 actually, as we went around. But that it took a little while online to find that bike route, but I was glad we saw it and found it.
Yeah. So since you added the article, we also have the article now on our website. So if anybody didn't get to read it, you can see it on our website, as well as the link to the Carroll County Tourism Bike Trail. So thanks for sharing that. It enlightened us something we didn't even know. Now I need to get a bike.
Well, it's funny, and you can't get them now because of COVID.
I've heard that.
When we went in the bike shop, they had, I think, in the whole store were 2 bikes for sale. One was a tiny kid's bike, and the other was some sort of 4,000. Wow. We all need to get out more. Get your bike, but it's going to take a little bit of looking.
Yeah, that's good news and bad news. It's great to see so many more people being active, and great that I'm sure bike shops all around are doing well, including our Patapsco bike shop. They are still open and quite busy. I see a lot of people going in and out, but I haven't actually seen the empty shop. You can stop by and visit again. So, what were some of your favorite spots in Mount Airy?
I mean, I will say I love everything about the downtown and the history, but the ice cream and the wine are not so bad. Sitting out at Black Ankle Winery is just fantastic. I mean, it was sort of a coolish day. You're just out on this enormous patio. I mean, you feel very safe distancing wise. The service is great. The wine is great. It just feels so fun, and it feels like Europe almost. It's just wonderful. So that I thought was just terrific. I think they've done a great job of staying open and staying safe. And then I keep forgetting, it's Rock Orchard, right? Is the
Rock Hill.
Rock Hill. So what could be better than what they call it, cow to cone ice cream? You know? So it was fantastic. I mean, when we were there, they write on the chalkboard what's available that day, what flavors they have, and everyone was sort of running up to the chalkboard. Of course, there's a really long line because everyone's 6 feet apart, and everyone's running up to the chalkboard and they have peach today. So peach was obviously the thing to get because it was grown right there. And it was just absolutely fantastic. And you can sit outside and it just, you can even buy some apples or peaches or, you know, fruit there, and just, it just felt terrific.
Yeah. Well, you brought up some of the, you know, the great points about Mount Airy is, you know, we're known for our hilliness, which is conducive to growing grapes. So the vineyards we have around here are wonderful, and Black Ankle is newer, and, you know, the facility is really pretty and scenic. All out of the wine vineyards around here are the same. And the hills are also great for biking. So. Yeah.
I want to say that we were very fortunate. I think my favorite memory, and a lot was great. I mentioned I love architecture and historic buildings, but we visited on a Saturday, and looking back in hindsight, or as we were doing our research to write up what our visit, I think we were there pretty much during the only window of the week that Misk Distillery actually has their
right.
open. So it's only a few hours on a Saturday, and we kind of saw the sign and stumbled back there. Not really stumbled, because we spent a lot of time in
we had one teeny tiny shop.
but you know, that is, as you probably know, I mean, that's the huge growth industry. Yeah. Part of tourism, and I really love. We did not meet the owners. We read about them on their website, and I think that's a great business to have downtown. And I was pretty excited to see that there, and it was pretty tasty.
Meg and Dan are great, and they just had a new baby, so it's them to be on site, but they're wonderful, and I get a chance to meet them.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Gina, but I believe they were the first distillery in Carroll County since the Prohibition era. Let's just go with that.
That sounds good. I think that's right. I did hear something along those lines, and Meg and Dan can yell at us if we got that.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you last time you were in there, but they have the state industry has a passport that you can get to stamp every distillery that you go to. So if you want to do, you know, Sagamore in Baltimore, which is, you know, the plant company ones, or, you know, it's really wonderful as this industry, you know, Maryland and the hills in Carroll County, I'm sure, known for the rye that's grown there, and rye is a big Maryland drink. Mm-hmm. And what was fascinating in Misk is they actually, the same, I didn't realize this, but you can use the same grains to make everything. So they were using the same grains that they get locally to distill gin, rye, whiskey, and rum, I think, actually. And, you know, just depending on this, you know, someone will correct me when I misstate here, but whatever you put in there, or whatever, you know, sort of mix, but you can use the same grain base for all, which was that was interesting to learn, and a great way for a local business to, you know, keep going and make a bunch of.
Sounds like you got an education while you were there as well.
Yeah. I didn't know about that passport program, but they were also making hand sanitizer earlier.
Yes,
that's right. That's right.
That was wonderful of them to do.
I think one thing that really struck us is how invested these local businesses are in their community, and how much the community is invested in the local businesses, how much they are using local products and have relationships with other local businesses. And it was just delightful to see.
Yeah. Yeah, we love our town and glad you guys got a chance to experience it.
Yeah, we love it too.
We will be back.
How many other towns have you been able to highlight since the start of this? And how are they different from us? Everybody is a little different.
Well, everybody is. So we're sort of at the early stages of this. So you were, like I said, you were at the top. You weren't number one, but you were at the top of the list. We're trying to do a mix of sort of urban and also ex-urban, small town, sort of around the whole metro region, and even down into DC. So we started actually with Dundalk, Maryland, which was pretty well received also. And you can have a fun time. I told you we like water sports. We had a fun time paddleboarding and kayaking and eating some crabs and exploring historic Dundalk. Mount Airy but Dundalk's pretty different than different.
It is, yeah. But they have a main street and we have a main street.
Yeah,
yep,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, but it's interesting. So without you don't want to disparage other communities, but one of my takeaways from Mount Airy is it is a functioning and thriving main street with a mix of businesses that serve the local community and businesses that would serve if you were visiting. It's a real place. It's a real working town. It's different than we're near. Every town is different. Mount Airy is different from Ellicott City, different from Catonsville. Places obviously are different. So Mount Airy has a real unique feel to it, both because of the railroad history, which is well preserved, because of the, like Gina, like you were talking about, because of the hills that are right there, right outside, and because of the level of functionality of the businesses that are there. So our next ones are going to be, we're working on, we'll give you a sneak preview. We're working on the west side of Baltimore, which is, where Bromo Seltzer Tower and Hippodrome, and some ones that they, Lexington Market, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
And we're gonna head down south into some of the little Montgomery County and Prince George's County, and we're gonna kind of alternate between urban and suburban and ex-urban as our schedule allows. Not really. We'll get to all these great places. we're happy that Mount Airy was sort of near the top of the list. Karen, to what I said there, how we're picking or what's next.
I think you covered it.
That's great. We're really glad you featured us. So if you want to find out more about you and your work, where's the place to find you?
I guess the Fishbowl, David, should we say the Fishbowl website?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be.
So say it, which is Baltimore. BaltimoreFishbowl.com. Karen writes a great feature also called Baltimost, a play on Baltimore. Some interesting people to write about. We do. It's geared a little more toward Baltimore City, but we're spreading out. We're Howard County residents. To repeat, there's 100,000 viewers, so page views, and there's a good mix of things. So we encourage people to look there. If anybody has any ideas, send us a tip or an email. They can reach me at davidbnipkin@gmail.com. Karen is knipkin@verizon.net. And we'd be happy to hear any story ideas that anybody had. And anytime you put any kind of news article out there, whether it's a feature story or hard news story, you want to have, especially with the way social media works and websites work, is you want to sort of have a dialogue. So we did get some good comments, as you might have seen on the Mount Airy story. People liked it, and through some comments there, it was one. I'll tell you, for the month of I guess for the couple weeks in September, it went live early September. It was one of the most popular articles on the site. Most
Great. That's wonderful. And hopefully after this show airs, we'll have more people visiting it.
Great. That sounds good.
Yeah, so check out the article if you haven't read it on our website. We'll have links and more information to how to find you. Your email addresses will include in that.
Oh, great.
Yep, this video will be on our YouTube channel as well as our website and Facebook page, community channel. So we just want to thank you again for joining us and for highlighting our small town.
Thank you. It was our pleasure.
Yeah, you are great hosts. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. It's nice to see the people behind the articles and really get to know you. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very delightful people. So
Thanks.
Great. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.
That's such a great interview.
Yeah, we're really lucky to have them feature us. And sorry that you were busy reading our Flatiron Building. Ashley, you had to miss the interview, but it was really an honor to have them on the show.
I'm sad I missed it, but I'm glad I got to see it. So I think that's almost a wrap for us today.
Wrap?
The
It was a long
MI
show, but I hope everybody enjoyed it. I had a lot of great content. Hopefully you'll visit the shops that were highlighted, that you'll visit all the events that we have going on in Mount Airy. And for anybody who didn't get a chance to see it, we will be posting it on, like I said, our website and all our social media channels. So thanks again for tuning in with us. Don't forget, today is the farmers market. They're setting up now from 3 to 7 in the rail yard. And our next show will be the last Wednesday of the month, which will be October 28th, right here at noon. So I hope to see you then. And look for the newsletter in your inbox tomorrow morning. That will kind of cover everything that we covered today in smaller segments.
And I don't know if you can see my screen or not. I don't think I'm screen sharing, so I'm just going to sign off low tech. Have a great day, Mount Airy.
Great. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Bye. Bye, Johnny.